And now I'll go ahead and close out of that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new feature definition for still. This is in the Explorer. It can just be accessed here. I've just pinned it to my toolbar, my Properties and Explorer. And these are the imported DGN libraries. And this is the design file itself. It has the feature definitions, feature symbologies, and element templates that are currently active in this design file. And so as I add still as a feature definition, it's not going to modify the grayed out libraries. It'll only include it for this file in particular. So for conduits, I'll go down to feature definition, conduit, stormwater, SD pipe. I've got RCP. I'm going to go ahead and copy, and I'll change that to still. Now there's a lot of other options that you can do when modifying these, but we're just showing a basic example. And so I've got still. I'll go ahead and open up my element properties, and you can use Control I for this. So what I'm going to change here is I'm going to go ahead and change this prototype here that we created to still. Okay. And I'll close out of that. Now if I want to change this pipe to a still pipe now, I'll go ahead and open that up and open up my properties, Control I, pin it back there, and I'll change my feature definition to still. And I'll change my description to 12-inch. And you can see it's been modified. Now if I click back in there, there. Sometimes these don't always synchronize. They should be, but occasionally there's not. And now I've created a new feature definition with a 12-inch still pipe. Now that it's been added as a feature definition to this design file, if I go to place conduit, I can find my feature definition here, and there's the 12-inch that I made available, and I could lay that out if I'd like. OpenRoads has the capability of drawing in conduits, closed and open, open meaning channels and ditches. There's a lot of conduit shapes available, and these can be modified in the conduit catalog and added to prototypes, and these are fairly easy to create as shown. It should be known though, nodes are not as simple. They're created from 3D SUDA cells that are imported from a cell library. Nodes include boxes, catch basins, manholes, and end sections, and their graphics are not easily modified. Hydraulically, it's another story. They can be modified through catalogs and prototypes. However, the graphics in the 3D model are limited to what's in your cell library. For example, I have a Type 22 inlet placed that has a length of 10. Now, if I wanted to make that length 30 feet, I can go to the inlet catalog, duplicate this, change the curb open length to 30 feet, close, go to my prototypes, duplicate that, you can see that's been updated to 30 feet. I'm going to copy my feature definition. And this is going to retain the same graphics because I don't have another 30-foot cell to use. I've now placed my new feature definition with 30 feet. You can see the hydraulic properties are updated and the feature definition has 30 feet, however the graphics are the same. So this is the restriction that you'll run into when modifying nodes. One final note, ditches or channels can be modeled as conduits or gutters depending on if you're modeling it between catch basins or if you're modeling it strictly for conveyance. In conduits, there's options for channels here, and you would modify this catalog, the prototype, and then the feature definition as if it was another conduit. And lastly, you can model a ditch or open channel as a gutter. You can see options for V-shape and trapezoidal. These methods are for hydraulic analysis. If you need to model a ditch for grading purposes, there are some videos provided by Bentley.